played yourself.
Let's get to
So all that big Willie talk, hop, you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself.
I don't play.
We would not be being an honest program, and we would not be doing our job if we didn't give Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You know, it's a different type of congratulations you played yourself with Tekashi 6ix9ine because people actually told you that this was going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of people did, repeatedly, unfortunately.
You know, and I know that maybe you're in your car with your kids, or maybe you've been told your kids, look at this, that, and the third with this character. You know, and I vocalized many times how I felt about the music. I had never met him before, but I didn't like the behavior. And I want to make sure I repeat this several times this morning. People come from neighborhoods where they're affiliated with things that are crazy, that if they were from a different neighborhood, they probably would show it and pick a different path. Yeah. And so I don't always fault individuals for their associations when they're coming on the music scene. What I do fault them for is acting like their affiliations or whatever they're associated with in the street should somehow be put on the forefront and branded like it's not gonna end up getting you in trouble or perpetuating a lifestyle that most people wouldn't pick if they had other choices, but you perpetuate that lifestyle like it's the right thing to do and the cool thing to do. That's when I hold you accountable and give you the...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But, you know, with Tekashi, I just didn't like the music. I didn't think it was great music, so it just wasn't for me. But people liked it, and it got played. But now here we have, at 22 years old, facing 25 to life Fed time, along with some compadres that they was all running around the city, and according to the justice.gov website, range from everything from the guns to the drugs to the activities. 5 people. And what I'm confused about is did y'all think that your behavior was, like, did y'all want to end up in jail?
Because it does, now looking back, it's like it seems like that was the whole path the whole time. How could it not have been?
And that whole feeling like you're untouchable, like you can get away with things over and over and over again is the most ridiculous thing ever. But they got caught up in the hype, people celebrating this behavior and being like, yeah, they could do whatever they want. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
And the bad part for Tekashi, I think, is while he may not have been the, you know, the ringleader, he's the face of the movement. Yeah. So
congratulations, you played yourself.
And they use his name. The U.S. Attorney General said and alleged the indictment of this gang, which included platinum-selling rap artist Tekashi 6ix9ine, wreaked havoc on New York City, engaging in brazen acts of violence, showing reckless indifference to others' safety. Members of the gang were allegedly involved in robberies and shootings, including a shooting inside the crowded Barclays Center, and a shooting in which an innocent bystander was hit. Thanks to the extraordinary work of Homeland Security, ATF, and the NYPD, the defendants will now face justice in federal court. They go on to talk about, Homeland Security goes on to talk about members of the 9 Trey who wielded firearms and pushed highly addictive drugs on the New York City streets. Allegedly showed an unprecedented level of violence this year, and for that, they are now facing multiple charges. This criminal enterprise has no business in our city, and we will continue to work with our partners to ensure that 9 Trey crew members, including the more well-known Tekashi 6ix9ine, are in a place where they cannot inflict further violence on our communities. In short, the federal government said this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So y'all keep thinking this is a game, man. Giggling on the gram and telling on yourselves. And I want to know who the record label executive was that got into it at the Philippe Chow. People say it was Elliot Grange.
And who is he?
Elliot Grange is the son of Sir Lucian Grange, the highest executive at the Universal record label. Universal Music. Now, I done told y'all several times there was people behind the scenes financing all this behavior because it makes money on YouTube and Instagram. And your reckless behavior that gets you likes and hits on YouTube got you out here bugging for some money. And here we are. And so you thought you was going to get into it with the son of arguably the most powerful man in the music industry, and this thing was going to end up okay for you?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because that was what, just a few weeks ago? It seems like things started moving rather quickly since then.
You're really into this today.
Because there's layers to it, man. There's so many layers of congratulations you played yourself that I want people to look at this.
I hear you. I guess I'm just like so not surprised by it. Like when I saw it, I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm just kind of.
I think it's because we all expected it, but a lot of people that are super surprised, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I think that's what Ebro's getting at, because we saw it over and over and over again, and we're like, wow, he's getting a lot of chances until here we are. We're here now.
And it's really sad. It's really sad that somebody played themselves at this level of thinking that you could just run around and act this way in public and there was going to be no repercussions. Or is it repercussions?
I think repercussions is
You
fun.
like repercussions? I like repercussions. And for that,
Nothing to worry about.
Another?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
there's always repercussions for your actions. As grown-ups in this room at every level, have there been repercussions for our behavior and actions in our lives?
Yep.
For sure.
Every single time, bro.
You know.
For the choices you make in your personal life.
In universe talk, as they say, no debt goes unpaid. You will pay.
One way or the other.
Now, we read an email from the NYPD some time ago, around the time he had jumped out of the car and the whole, he had ran and all that. And we were like, yo, it sounds like a movie. Is this real? And the NYPD told us that by the end of the year, and this was maybe July this year, so they were speaking then, they said Tekashi would either be dead or in jail. They said that to us in writing, a source from the NYPD. Now, this comes this morning from our source at the NYPD. And we didn't reach out to them. They're reaching out to us. Good morning. Unfortunately, it was a matter of time for Tekashi. Once an individual or a group is identified as being responsible for a substantial amount of violence in NYC, it's only a matter of time before our investigators and task forces do what they have to do. Our investigators were relentless in solving the murder of Chinks, but on the flip side, that same effort was applied to stopping the violence Tekashi was involved in. We actually tried to warn him, but he refused to listen. It's an interesting line they put there. His crew should have shielded him from being involved in any crime because he was their chance to get out. Another very interesting line. Tekashi's arrest hurts the whole crew. When you get involved in shootings in NYC, it's asking for an express ticket to prison. We respect your show, and you guys have an open invite if you want to come to headquarters and get more information about the case. Happy Thanksgiving to you and all the Hot 97 family. We went down to one police plaza for a meeting one time. I'm good, but I do appreciate y'all always communicating with us. We have a great relationship with y'all. But I do think it's very interesting that they chose to put, we actually tried to warn him, but he refused to listen. His crew should have shielded him from being involved in any crime.
Key.
Super key.
That means
Because
people
he
didn't
was
care.
their chance to get out.
And they didn't care.
That means that they're saying this to us right now, this morning, the NYPD, because they want us to read this. So when people start telling, we know why they're telling. This also says, to me, this is why he made the announcement that everybody that he had been affiliated with, he ain't affiliated with no more, and he didn't know what was going on. He put out that video.
That also says that even though he might have not been necessarily involved, he was around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're not separating that from anything. They're not separating being involved from being around. It's crazy.
Especially when you're the face of it, the forward-facing part of it.
So hopefully we're all, and young people who feel like, you know, your path to success in this music business is trolling your way onto the internet, doing crazy things, affiliating yourself with crazy chaos and circus for likes and all of that, so you can get a bag and move forward. Hopefully this is a learning experience for some of y'all, so you can manage it differently. And there's plenty of great young artists and people making music in the city right now that are making not only great music, but shielding themselves away from the stuff that goes on in their neighborhood, and people that they're with in their neighborhood actually caring for them and keeping them away from that stuff. You don't always get a chance to clean up your mess. That was the moral of the story with the XXX thing. It was mess. It was a lot of mess. Be careful with the energy you put out, man. And when you get a platform and you get an opportunity, be careful with that. Respect that. Not everybody gets the look, man. Respect it. Care for it. Because you out here stirring it up, beefing with everybody. I mean, Tekashi beefed with everyone from New York City to LA and everything in between, bro. For likes and YouTube views. And by the way, the record label, I've had conversations with y'all. Multiple conversations with y'all about how this is reckless and irresponsible. And Elliot Grange, the manager who I think manages Tekashi 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd.
Yeah, they both signed him.
I was told that beef between them was manufactured behind the scenes because it gets YouTube views and all that and streams and all that. That's what all this is about. That's why it's really sad. You got somebody facing Fed time right now, saying 25 to life because they was trying to get their streams up and get likes and get hot out here. That's what I really feel about this. That's the biggest travesty in all this. And everybody was co-signing, yo, he the hottest in New York, Ebro. How you hating? Because I don't like what he represents, bro. And I'm not okay with that.
And ultimately, it wasn't good for him, as we've seen, and you knew that. You knew this wasn't going to play out good for him. It wasn't as if he
I
was...
said it, bro.
And so now here we are. It really sucks.
It sucks. And I'll be honest, I would rather be proved wrong. A lot of times when I go at an artist, I'm like, nah, I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like that. I would rather be proved wrong. But I gotta say it just to set a bar, set a tone for myself. Even if y'all hate me for it, I gotta do it for my own spirit. Fed time, bro. Fed time. And shame on you if you're like, yo, he gets what he deserves, and that's not the energy. That's not the energy. And that goes without saying. The energy should be trying to hopefully teach some young people, you see what just happened Look at this whole play from beginning to end. It's a short period of time. We talking about 24 months, aren't we, Cass? When did it start popping?
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah.
12 months?
Yep.
Let's call it 18. This all went down in 18 months, y'all. And I'm told that prior to the whole Treyway, what do they call themselves, scum gang, wasn't Tekashi already touring and had a little wave of music that he was already pushing?
Yeah, let me tell you that Gummo, his song Gummo, I put it in my computer November 21st of 2017.
A year, bro.
Tomorrow's the 21st.
And you know,
Again.
bro. Laura, am I tripping?
No. Because to me, all the people who celebrated the behavior and kept pushing for it and wanted more, it's entertainment. Yes. And all the adults who were a part of this, everybody who was a part of this, everyone's guilty of it because they kept pushing for him to act that way, kept applauding it, kept thinking it was the best thing ever. Everything has consequences. Nobody is untouchable. Nobody.
Nobody.
And I hope this is a lesson for, all the young artists that are coming up and all the people who are, who are fans of this and see that everything has a price. It's very sad.